Alright, first and foremost, I would like to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Barakah, Kodash, double thanks unto the apostles and the elders of great mercy that surely do well. Peace and blessings goes out to the Akim, to the four corners of the soul that continue to push the soul in all sincerity and in all diligence. This is about a matinee once again, coming to the Spirit and the power of the Lord to do the lesson to edify the Lord's flock. Now, this lesson here going to be based on this article that you're seeing here, which goes into the new financial wave that they're trying to implement, or that they're trying to hit, which is, basically the convenience of merging man with technology, implementing a payment system that they would say you can't steal from, you can't get robbed, you can't be defrauded, everything is going to be secure, and that is how they're going to sell it to you. But we know better, because their plan is actually to control you. But you can't sell that, else you would meet resistance. So instead, they would have to implement it deceitfully, through craftiness. It says here in Newsday, the article was 3 days ago. It says government rolling out new national payment service. So it's more or less a implementation of a card and cash payment service in government offices. But when you read the article, you would see it's basically a step towards the final mark, or the final goal, which is the RFID. And when I had an elder brother that went into the central bank of this country, of Trinidad and Tobago, and when they listed the different form of money or payments, and at the end, before I reached there, they had coins, they had the dollar, they had the card, like the credit card, the bank card. Then they had the iPhone. They had an iPhone 6, and he sent a video in the group. I think I lost that video. They had the iPhone 6, second to last, and last they had the RFID tag. So if they know that is a form of payment, if they know that is a form of payment, but it isn't being used mainstream now, but that is the plan, to have it used mainstream and as the only form of payment in the future. So all these things that they implemented is to get you away from cash. They're creeping before they walking. In other first world countries, it might be more advanced. So what they're trying to do is catch up to speed. And when you as I was saying, I think it was 2 or 3 weeks ago, every month you're coming and you hear them talking about they need to speed up the process, how they're doing things. Basically, they're moving slow, they're behind time in terms of modernization, in terms of advancement. So as the Lord permit, things gonna speed up, hopefully, for us, because we don't want to be here much longer. We don't want to be here at all. We got to endure, so we don't want to be here much longer. So things will definitely speed up as the Lord sees fit, or when the Lord sees fit, because scripture say the prophecy is for an appointed time, the vision is for an appointed time. So we can hasten it. It's the Lord that hasten it in the appointed time. So it says the TNT, International Financial Center, or TTIFC, has been rebranded as National Payment and Innovation Company of TNT, which is rolling out a national integrated payment system for government services. And then it says, partnering with National Lotteries Control Board, NLCB, the system will facilitate card and cash payments for all types of government-related services, including taxes, at NLCB terminals and online portals. So they're going to have this, and then they're going to remove the cash. It have this app Encash that they bring about where you could just, I believe, you just scan a barcode and you could send money to that portal, send money to whoever is on the receiving end of that, not a barcode, so like a QR code. Yeah, scan a QR code and you send money to the whoever is on the receiving end of that QR code through your online banking on your phone. So it says, just jumping to the where I believe had the main points. It says my colleagues in transport would have talked about new initiatives where you can access online payments, and this becomes a portal to do that. And when it jump down, it says I just want to jump down to the main point. It says the digital system here. The digital system KYC. The digital KYC system is meant to facilitate online identity verification to allow for more seamless access to financial services. So in a way, they're selling to is that, they're gonna be able to cut out fraud. We have a lot of fraud taking place in this country in terms of car sales and rent to own, and with houses, who trying to sell their houses. So with that now, if you know the receiver, if you know the person on the receiving end and the person who is actually paying, it will definitely, they would know who committed the crimes. But as I said, all these things are orchestrated because that's the way how they move out of chaos. They create the problem and they bring, a matter of fact, it's not that they create the problem and they bring in the solution, because it's just that they have the goal and they need a way in order to implement it. So they would manufacture or engineer a problem that's going to lead towards bringing a solution to implement or to fulfill that specific goal, which now this was the specific goal here is to implement the MOTB, and they're going to find all routes and direction to make it look like this is the most safe and convenient way of doing business. And that is why the scripture said in I think it's 2 Corinthians around devices 2:11. It says lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant. No, I'm not getting any blue letter. See, I could look up the word devices. It says lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. And in NLT it says, so that Satan will not outsmart us, for we are familiar with his evil schemes. You see, because we know what the plan is, what the end goal is. And when you look up the term device, well, in a nutshell, the NLT explain what devices is, but I'm still gonna go into the word. It says the Greek word for it is noema. It says a mental perception or thought, an evil purpose. So they have devices. We are not ignorant of his evil purposes or schemes or plans or thoughts or goals. What he want to fulfill in the earth. It says a perception, i.e. purpose, or by implication the intellect, disposition itself, device, mind, thoughts. So we are not ignorant of those thoughts. The Most High give us the gospel, give us the wisdom and knowledge so that we wouldn't be deceived. And that is why Yahushua say the elect won't be deceived. It's not possible because he gave us the wisdom and the knowledge so that we wouldn't be outsmarted by the evil schemes, by the many miracles that they work in. You look when you look at the advancements taking place in the States or in Babylon, you would see that they're coming up with ways to implement brain chips so that they could make a blind man see again, or a deaf man to hear again, or a dumb man to speak again. They could make the lame walk again through manipulations of genes or hormones or whatever the case is. But all that is part of their miracles that they're going to deceive the world with, but they're not going to deceive the elect. Because whether it's a miracle or not, if you take that damn chip, the most I want to hear no miracle. The most I want to hear, well, it was able to see again. It make you see again. The most I gonna fucking destroy you. In Revelation 13 and verse 13, it says, and he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven in the sight of men, which goes back to the nuclear or the atomic and the nuclear technology that they developed and used on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and are going to be used in this time and as well. And deceive verse 14, and deceived them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast. So all these things are part of some of those miracles, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by a sword and did live, in order to worship that image. And you're seeing it day by day, everybody buying into this system. When you read down the article, it says part of why all of this is important as well is that we have to look at the ease of doing business. And that's something that when we would have met with international agencies, everybody's alluding to the fact that we need to modernize. So they're trying to get everybody to worship the image of that beast. Go with the plan, go with the system, go with how they're trying to do things, make the world into one world or new world order where everybody's one under them, under their rule. Everybody is a product of them, because that is on all his products, from medical to food to scientific, all his products. Check the barcode, you would see that number 666. You wouldn't see it in the eyes, but if you know about barcodes, you know that there's 666 on it, and he now wants to move that from there into man, so that men could be his product as well. He would own men. It says all of this will help with the efficiency of collecting government payments and also the ease of people engaging with business, and this is how they're gonna sell it. In verse 16, it says, and he caused all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, because this is the end goal, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So when you see these things happen, especially financially, when you look at financial news and you see everything is leading towards convenience, is leading towards moving away from cash, is leading towards ease of payments, is leading towards monetary tracking. Know that the end goal is Revelation 13 and 16. It says, here is wisdom, let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 600, 306. So everything that he owns, he want to have that mark in. And when you put that tag in your skin, you're gonna have that 600, 306 on you, or in you, as a matter of fact. So, as I said before, whether I could see, or whether I learn, I could speak again, or whether I could walk again, the most I don't care. If you receive that mark, you're gonna get destroyed. because the miracles is the deceived who have to be destroyed. The miracles, those false miracles, can deceive the elect. As the scriptures say, for even I think I see in 2 Corinthians as well. Yeah. Ministers. Angel of light. It says 2 Corinthians 11:14, it says, no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. And that is how they would view this technology, like, a miracle by God. Is God invent this so that we could, this is a miracle, God send this blessing, God send this healing so that I could see again. But actually Satan, because he know his plan, he know his goal, he have his ulterior motive that you can't see, because the Lord didn't give you the insight to what's going on, or the foresight, or the vision, the open your eyes to see the vision of what's going to take place in the end. It says, therefore it is no great thing if his ministers also be transformed as the ministers of righteousness, whose end shall be according to their works. And this is going back to false teachers and thing, but at the end of the day, all of them, his ministers also, servants, are on the left hand side in the form of Edomites as well. So don't be deceived. So with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kotash, double and some to your elders and the apostles that gave me a stone. Until next time, I say Shalom.